This is episode number 6 out of 10. My name is Daria Parhomenko and I'm a real estate advisor in Dubai. In this episode, we will talk about off-plan projects, about payment plans, and how investors is secured when buying off-plan projects under construction. So first of all, government of Dubai created escrow accounts. What is account for each single individual building? This account can be opened by a company who is launching the project by depositing 30% of the property value in one of the 9 banks across UAE. From this account, developer has a right to take the money and pay to contractors only through the round of approvals to make sure the money goes directly to contractor and covers the needs and doesn't go anywhere else. In this way, each investor is secured and protected by the government. The developer will not run away with all the funds. In case, if developers started the construction by their own money, to open the escrow, 30% of the property needs to be constructed. If developer choose not to freeze the money in the account, they can construct the building up to 30%. And then each investor can trace the process of the development in Dubai REST app, because the government there put updates about construction progress of each developer. Around every 6 months there is updates there with photos and the stage of construction. Off-plan projects can have a different delivery time, which is very important when you plan your investment. There is a developers who construct the project for 4 years. It's not that they construct the project, but they have a gap of time, they have a vision and a plan, and they put delivery time 4 years from the time when you invest, which allow to investor slowly pay the payment plan. We're talking about, at the moment, it's IMAR. The construction time is 3.5, sometimes up to 4 years. Miraz, some projects reaching this part of the construction. And there is a smaller developers who can provide you the building, for example, in a year and a half. And not even smaller developers. Bengati is a great example of fast constructing company. They construct very efficiently and deliver everything on time. Same time, Shoba is a developer who construct ahead of time, and they can deliver the building 6 months earlier. It is good, and sometimes it has its downtime, because if your payment plan links to construction or timing, then if construction comes faster, you have to pay faster, which is not always convenient for the investor. Payment plans can be very different. Payment plans can be 80% during construction, 20% on completion. Can be 50-50 or 60-40, fluctuating around these numbers, and can be as good as 30% during construction and 70% on completion. It is very important not to get carried away and thinking that you can buy project with 30% during construction and resell it before it's completed. No, sometimes you need to wait until you have the key in order to resell your product with the appreciation. Then always need to take in consideration payment plan, number of units, and construction period. So to summarize, construction time can be different for the project, and some projects can be sold right before completion. Doesn't mean that on completion they will grow in price. Normally, the market of Dubai is very predictable, and any project, in order to have a property value appreciation, needs to have a time, because in average, properties in Dubai appreciate around 10 to 13% per year. Depends which projects, which location, and what price per square foot was paid to this project from the start. In order to buy a successful off-plan project, developer ask for expression of interest, EOI. EOI can be done in a different way. It can be manager check, which developer takes up front. It can be normal check or bank transfer to account of developer. That is done in order to have a priority to choose the unit before everyone else on the market gets awareness about the project itself. That gives you a best price and sometimes even ability to have the unit. Or sometimes developer take expression of interest, collect them, close the sales, and then only distribute the units to investor. Very important to understand there is such a process as expression of interest. It can be starting from 20,000 dirham per developer or go to 1 million, depends on what type of project you are targeting. So it is depends. If it's smaller developer, if we're talking about studio, it can be 10, 20,000. If we're talking about bigger developments, sometimes Imar or Miraz, they ask for advanced payment in order to be able to have a unit. What happens if you don't confirm? This is a very common question. So if you receive the booking form, you need to revise it and agree on it by signing and sending it back to your broker or to developer. This stage when you take a final decision. If you don't like the unit, then you will undergo the process of refunding your expression of interest. If you sign the form and you confirm your decision, that means your amount goes to escrow account, and from this stage there is no refund for your expression of interest. So be very cautious, don't afraid, developer have to return your expression of interest if you did not agree for the unit that was provided for you by developer. But if the money went to account, escrow account of the building, it might take some time to retrieve it back to your account, so be patient. But in Dubai in general, it's very safe to give expression of interest and wait for allocation. In some cases, developer takes maybe 1, 2, or maybe even 3 months to announce the full detail of the project before allocate any unit. So of plan projects, different duration of time, different payment plans, and different way to obtain the unit from different developers. Very important for off-plan projects to consider. Since developer is freezing around 30% of the property value on the escrow account, it is predictable that developer would want to have the money back from investors. So basically, regardless of how it's structured, maybe first payment will be 5 or 10%. Expect the next payment of 10% and 10% to be happening in first 6 months. But normally it's 20% down payment, 2% Dubai Land Department fees. There is no brokerage fees paid when investor buys from the developer. And there is administrative fees for Akut, which varies from around 2,000 to 6,000, depends on the developer. This is all expenses that investor carry. And then all the transfer goes to the escrow account in a very safe manner. And some developers already have applications where you can do the payment as if you're shopping in the online store. So everything very convenient. You have your statement of account. Each payment that you do reflects on your statement of account. Be cautious, developers have penalties when the investor does not pay on time based on the payment plan. This is something needs to be taken in consideration because the penalties can increase every day when you don't do the installment. And on episode 7, we will talk about the project in the middle of construction, distress deals, and more interesting facts. So follow the link in this video and watch episode number 7.